So now we're going to go over the basics of the mill. I realize there's going to be a lot here. I'm going to speak very fast, so I intend for people to watch this multiple times so that they get a better feel for this. Okay, so we're going to roll into it very quickly and get moving on it. So we're going to start from the top down. Here is the mill head. This is where all of the motion happens for the spindle to be able to turn cutters to make the cutting that we need to do or have. And then here's the main casting of the machine down here. This is the x-axis table, or this is the table, and then this is the x-axis moving in this direction, y in this direction, and then there's actually z-axis that can happen in two different ways. One z-axis is here. You can move the quill down, okay, so that's z positive and negative, and then also over here you can move the knee, okay, you can move the knee up and down for your z. All right, so again, in and out here, going backwards and forwards is your y. This way is your x, and then up and down is your z. Okay, and there's a couple ways to get that. Head, table, knee, and frame of the machine. Okay, so now let's get into a little bit more of the controls. Let's figure out how to make it work. So obviously, the handles here that correspond that are attached to the table, and they're corresponding to the direction of travel. So you can grab this, move it one way or another on the X, and then likewise down here one way or another on the Y, and then here is for your Z. So turning the machine on is reasonably simple. The switches are in the back of the DROs. Up here we have the forward or reverse, and this is marked as high range or low range because what happens is that if you're over here in a different range, see there's a range selector, you have high and you have low. If you're in high, then you use the high range. If you are in low, then you use the low range, and that will turn your cutter in the appropriate direction. So once it is turning on, once you've turned it on, so we're going to turn it on real quick, then this can actually be adjusted. This does not get adjusted when it's not running. And so you need to know what range you're in. So if you're in high range over here and you're in high range over here, then what you can do is look at this high range. Now it's not indicated as high range, but it's really evident when you look at the numbers. Like this is in the 800 level and this is in the 100 level. This is going to be the high range. And so you can very simply crank the handle one way or another in order to achieve the RPM that you're looking for. This right here is a brake. You want to stop a little faster. That's a quick way to stop. Okay? We're going to be using this kind of sort of like a drill press in a sense. You can kind of pop this handle out and change the orientation so that you can get more on this. This is a quill. Multiple tools or many different tools can actually be loaded into the spindle, and we're going to show you very quickly how to do that to be able to run it. So with that being said, I'm going to go over here and show you, first of all, we're going to load the first tool that we're going to use for our project, and as a demonstration for how to get things started. Okay, so what we're going to do is put this edge finder in. Anytime that you're putting a tool in, you're going to need either one, a drill chuck, which is back here, or two, a collet. All right, so those are the basic two ways that we're going to be putting cutters in there. We want to use our hands to make sure that it's reasonably clean, make sure we don't feel anything on there. I'm going to go ahead and set you down very quickly and jack this up so you can see. We're going to take this and we're going to place it inside, and we're going to turn it just a little bit because there's like a keyway and it should fall in. So this key right here has to correspond, our keyway has to correspond to the key in there. So we're going to spin it, we're going to get it up in there. We're going to go up to the very top, okay? And up at the very top here, you're going to see this. We're going to just start a few threads on it. This is a very long bolt, okay? And then what we're going to do is once we have that collet hanging, then we can simply place our place our tool up in there. Sometimes they'll be loose, so you may have to kind of pinch it this way with your fingers while you're holding up, and just hold up and tighten that nut up the best as possible. Now, the next thing that you're going to do in order to run these machines here is you're going to need this torque wrench that's going to be located over at the front of the classroom. It should be preset to 20 foot-pounds of torque. And so we're going to go ahead and put this up top. And again, we talked a little bit about the brake that's over here. We're going to use that brake. We're going to hold on to it, and we're going to tighten that bolt until we get our torque wrench to snap. Once we've done that, we have officially loaded the tool. And if we want to go ahead and get this tool running, we're going to go to high range, turn that on, and then I'm going to go ahead and set this between 900 and 1,000, and that's what I'm going to run that tool at. Okay? All right.